Last week, when we had covered the move by the Karnataka cabinet to pass a demand seeking minority tag status for the Lingayat community, Times Now had taken the position that this was a cynical attempt at dividing the Hindu faith and deceiving Hindus. Today's Rahul Gandhi's Lingayat gambit seems to have boomeranged. A very senior leader has now slammed the party's Lingayat demand, calling it a stunt to fool Hindus that won't pay dividends and will be rejected out of hand. Here are the hard facts. Major embarrassment for the Congress party. Regional Satrap calls out party on chicanery, deems Lingayat minority tag demand a stunt, a super stunt, accuses the Congress of deceiving Hindu community, and you now have a situation where the Congress party has a lot to defend and explain. Was this a cynical attempt? Why is this top Congress Satrap coming out and saying that this is a move to fool Hindus and they can't be fooled? How can a Janeyu Dhari politician of Rahul Gandhi's stature today, by the admission of his own top satrap, descend to the level of deceiving Hindus? These are questions that will have to be answered. Here is what this top leader of the Congress party has told Times Now on India Upfront.
Lingayats are today more matured or understanding. They have their mutts, they are their swamis. They are also followed like the Christian community in the field of education and health. They are also doing human service across the state. Every mutt has some institutions or the other. Such being the case, by dividing Lingayats, nobody can fool them because they are guided by the religious mutts. There are a lot of literate people, educated people who are in government service, outside business. Basically, many of them are traders. So the question, I don't think we can divide them like that. A few people who are interested in politics and position of power, they may talk about it, but I don't think community as such, having spiritual heads of that community in different parts of the state, they can get divided.
So you think that the move may not be successful politically because it is obviously timed at politics. Polls are around the corner and the schedule has been announced already. So do you think that it will not be successful as a political issue?
I don't think it will be successful. As I said before, majority of them are highly educated. They are in the trade and business, so they are well men of understanding, capability. And they are in government service, they are in judiciary, they are in everywhere they are spread. And above that, the religious buds are guiding them. They have faith in it. So it's not easy to divide them.
Right. So also, do you think that it will give rise to caste politics? Because other castes, other communities will now start demanding, raising various demands that they have. Do you think that will come out of this particular decision?
That is where the maturity is required. Now, Siddaramaiah, while giving minority status to Lingayats, in the same breath he has said, it will not affect the interest of the other minorities. From where? If you divide 100, how it will make? Do you make 101 or 120? You have to divide within 100. How is it possible?
Well, that's a very, very stinging indictment. Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan with me. We just heard Mr. Jaffer Sharief saying a few people who are interested in politics of power, they may talk about it, but you cannot fool the Hindu community. Madhav, this is a stinging indictment from an insider of the motivations behind this move. And it really, really shows up the Congress in a very, very poor light.
Well, absolutely. And Rahul, it is significant for multiple reasons. For the first time, there is a senior leader of the party. This is a person who's no stranger to politics. He has been a union minister for over 3 decades. And he, of course, at this age of 84, maybe he doesn't hold any significant post within the party, but he is a voice and a very respected figure in the state of Karnataka. With him coming out and expressing his concern, this is certainly something for the Congress party and for Siddaramaiah to take note of, because clearly there have been a lot of murmurs of dissent, a lot of questions that are unanswered as far as this particular move are concerned here in Karnataka, because while Siddaramaiah may think that it would help his chances of coming back to power, as far as the state of Karnataka are concerned, when it comes down to individual constituency level, it has so many possible, reactions and possible backlashes from different castes, different communities, and that's really what has made this move extremely controversial. This is something that has been spoken about in hushed tones in the past, but for the first time, a top Congress leader coming out in this manner and questioning this move of Siddaramaiah, asking whether this has been done only by a few people for vested political interests. So we will of course have to see what kind of response the Congress itself has to this, because certainly there is a lot for the Congress party to answer, given that their own party's top leaders are coming out and questioning the move, Rahul.
Well, in my hand is of course a letter that was written on 14/11/2013 by the Registrar General of the UP's MHA to the Home Minister, saying that don't do this, don't do this. So the UPA itself had taken a position against this. Rahul Gandhi, Siddaramaiah have decided to go ahead with it. There is widespread consternation within the Congress party. We've had one of the senior most leaders of the Karnataka Congress now come out and saying you can't fool Hindus. And only those who are interested in the politics of power are talking about such a divisive move. Let's throw this open. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi of the Bharatiya Janata Party, national spokesperson of the party, with us. Shahzad Poonawala stays with us. Sandeep Singh, author. Atikur Rahman, Islamic scholar. Also with us, Suneet Chopra and Ashutosh Mishra. Muhammad Paracha also with us. Let's just open this out. Has it been today proved beyond doubt? And I want to bring you in, Ashutosh Mishra, that the Congress party is playing ducks and drakes with the Hindu community, fooling them.
So, what Mr. Jaffer Sharief was saying, that this will divide Hindus, first of all, this demand had come from the Lingayats. And even Mr. Yediyurappa had supported this demand. And Mr. Jaffer Sharief should be thankful that he is being heard here. In some other parties, he would have been sent to Margdarshak Mandal. So, politics is always about power. Nobody comes into politics to do social service. And the politician tries to represent what the feeling of his or her voters is. In this case, as we are talking about the 213
if power turns out to be the end, if the means are double-edged, excuse me, Ashutosh Mishra, what a shockingly narrow view you are taking. What a shockingly narrow view. So you will do anything, even make communities fight against each other, divide the country because you want to win an election.
They are not. This is not
and you
a
are
case
talking
of
about
division. This is not a case of artificial division
of an alliance that will turn the Congress into a catch-all party. The Bharatiya Janata Party wants to come in on this. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi wants to come in on this. Dr. Trivedi, go ahead.
Is getting accepted today. If their demand is getting accepted today, then what's the problem?
No. 1 second. There is a letter in my hand. The UPA Home Ministry itself rejected this. Dr. Trivedi wants to come in.
5 years.
Let's give the other side.
5 years. 5 years is a long time. A person is allowed to change his or her views.
Okay. Let the other side come in. Dr. Trivedi.
Going beyond the technicalities and legalities of this issue, somehow, unintentionally, the true spirit has emerged from the mouth of Mr. Ashutosh. Because he has said that the politics is for power. Yes, of course, the Congress has done this. They have divided the country for the sake of power and continued with the policy of divide and rule, whether it is on the issue of the language, whether it is the issue of caste, whether it is the issue of the religion, or whatsoever. That I would like to summarize in one sentence. One sentence in Hindi. कि अंग्रेजों ने हमको बांटा, फिर भी अपने देश की खातिर आपने हर परिवेश को बांटा कुर्सी के उद्देश्य की खातिर. तो आपकी हकीकत जिसे कहते हैं ना दिल की आरज़ू लबों पर आ ही गई, जाने में या अनजाने में. Now I'm coming to the technical point. Rahul, you know that one of the biggest scientific laboratories of the world is CERN laboratory in Geneva, which has invented God particle. If you go into their lobby, you will find a huge statue of Nataraj, the dancing Nataraj of Shiva, who was found from Tanjore Chol Empire. साहब आपके हिसाब से तो वो शिव अलग हैं और लिंगायत के शिव अलग हैं, काशी विश्वनाथ के शिव अलग हैं, अमरनाथ के शिव अलग हैं. कितना बांटने की कोशिश करें? What extent you would like to divide just for the sake of power? So what I am trying to say, whatever they are trying, it is ridiculous, it is wrong. Their own government has already rejected this in 2013.
Let me ask Sunit Chopra.
Whether Manmohan Singh of 2013 was
Sunit Chopra
or Siddharamaiah of 2018 is correct.
Your leaders want to back in Karnataka any party that is in a position to defeat the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now why does the left that considers itself above divisive identity politics today want to support a political party that is doing precisely what is against your ethos? Are you also running after power? Have you also sacrificed power, ideology at the altar of power?
The question is not of division. You are citing division. Yesterday, I was with one of the leaders of the Lingayat community, and he explained in detail to me that the problem of the Lingayats was one where Modi had promised 2 crore jobs a year and delivered nothing.
My dear Mr. Modi Beta, you explain what I have in my hand. You explain what I have in my hand. The UPA itself was against this move. The UPA, which was part of the Congress, was against this move.
Changing the religion will get 2 crore jobs.
Rahul,
What are you talking about?
why is Mr. Amit Shah also going to Lingayat seers?
Mr.
He's telling them,
don't fall for this.
Because
Mr. Mishra, what kind of a Janyudhari Shiv Bhakt is Mr. Rahul Gandhi that he is dividing Shiv Bhakts? What kind of a Janyudhari who does not wish anybody on Hanuman Jayanti?
No, he's not fighting.
I want to ask you today. Mr. Mishra, I want to ask you today. That is this a ploy to divide the Hindus to win an election? The committee had a mandate for 6 months. It is fast forwarded into few weeks and it has to give a recommendation. For 4 years you did nothing. 4.5 years nothing was done.
Want to be considered
Maharashtra government also.
They consider themselves to be different like Buddhists and Jains. As Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi was saying, that there is a Nataraj. So let me remind him that the Sikhs also worship Ram.
Why did you not give it in the Maharashtra state where the demand was made? A demand was forwarded to the central government, and then you said that the SPs will lose the benefit. Therefore we can't give it. It is not a separate set. And in 5 years you have said,
more details had been sought, and so we can always choose
Ashutosh Mishra.
And if the central government is unhappy, they will have the final way.
Mahmood Paracha, 1 minute. Let me come out to you. Mahmood Paracha, the UPA itself and its Registrar General said that this would be a devastating blow to the Hindu community. Don't do it. And I have the entire document here in front of me. It's never been denied by anyone, not even the Congress. Now you have a Congress leader, one of the most reputable Congress leaders, who has come out and said that this is an attempt to fool Hindus. So Mr. Paracha, do you believe today that the Congress has sacrificed the interests of the Hindu community to win a couple of seats and retain a state?
See, let me put the things in their right perspective first. The Lingayat have been a separate religion from 12th century onwards. Anybody who calls them Shiv Bhakt is misleading the audience.
Don't lie. There is no proof to that.
The Lingayat movement was started by Saint Bashvareshwara. Saint Bashvareshwara. No, I am not lying. You are lying. You are lying.
Stop lying.
You are lying. You are misleading the
different religion. They are part of Hinduism. They are part of Hinduism.
Don't mislead. Don't mislead. You know nothing. No,
Don't
you
mislead
don't know
people.
anything. If you don't know anything,
you
don't talk about
anything.
it.
Don't
talk about PFI. Don't talk about things you don't know. Lingayat religion was started by
Hindus.
Started
Governments
by
don't manufacture religion. Don't lie. Don't lie something which you don't know. You go and talk about what you are supposed to do with Ahmadiyya Muslims. If you don't want, should Ahmadiyyas be declared as Hindus? You answer that. Don't get into the Hinduism territory. Don't come and preach falsehoods.
They rejected every Hindu god.
You are lying through your nose, and that is what you know the best to do. The only thing you need to.
These are facts.
That is the only thing you know how to do is lie.
That shows.
You have no right to come and spread lies on
That shows how much knowledge you
television.
have. No, I can't enter into argument with you. Let me now come forward. Mr. Yedurappa, the leader of Karnataka, BJP. Mr. Yedurappa, Karnataka, you have more knowledge than Mr. Yedurappa. You have more knowledge than Mr. Yedurappa. You are more knowledgeable than Mr. Yedurappa.
Yes, of course I do have.
What about Mr. Yedurappa?
I'm a scholar. I do have more knowledge than Yedurappa.
Mr. Yedurappa knows more than you. All right. Now then I rest my case.
What is the basis of this argument that he knows more than me or I know more than him?
So Mr. Yedurappa was right. Mr. Yedurappa was right.
You
when
need
he
to
said
answer.
in the 2014 and 13
because
that
you don't
Lingayats
consider
are a
them
separate religion.
Congress
was wrong. Congress was wrong.
Mr.
Pracha, you have to decide whether you
I'm sorry. Absolutely sorry, gentlemen. Gentlemen, here we are. No, 1 minute, please. I need to come in on this. Excuse me, gentlemen. Look at what you are squabbling over.
Lingayat is a separate religion.
It's actually. No, 1 second. It's actually mirthful. I'll tell you why. I cannot believe. I am today. I am today hearing two. 1 minute, Mr. Paracha, please.
Now they are speaking the truth.
Can you give us 30 seconds? You have unburdened yourself.
Take as many 30 seconds as you want.
You have a situation here, and this is deeply disconcerting. You have a situation here where people are trying to justify a move that has been deemed irregular by a government. Already, minds have been applied. So, Mr. Ashutosh Mishra, it's not about having a rethink. The individual that applied his or her mind to this contentious issue was not some politician. And thank goodness it wasn't a politician. So there's no question of having rethinks on this. And I want to bring in Mr. Prabhakar from the JDS. Mr. Prabhakar, do you see this as a cynical attempt at playing identity politics? 1 minute.
Rahul.
Mr. Ashutosh Mishra, give someone else a chance. Yes, Mr. Prabhakar.
No, because you took my name, so you have to listen to my
politically
side now. You directed it to me. You have taken my name.
Yes, Mr. Prabhakar, go ahead.
Can I talk?
Yes, sir.
You see, it is 100% a politically motivated move from the Congress government and Siddaramaiah to divide the Hindus and Lingayats. See, they are 100% they want to have their vote banks, because they thought the Lingayats are the vote banks of the BJP. To divide that vote banks, Siddaramaiah made this political move. Just for nothing else. This will go into boomerang him. They are all educated people. Lingayats are educated. They know what exactly to be done. They will do their best. You see, this will not going to help him breaking the Hindus or the Veerashaiva dharmas. Tomorrow they have done this. Tomorrow they break the Vakaligas. Tomorrow they break the Gurubas. And also they break the Muslims into Shia Sunnis and break the Christians into Protestant and the Roman Catholic. Like that, if you go on dividing the whole thing, what is there? What is that you are going to achieve?
Can I ask?
Really that's an important point.
What is it?
Yeah,
as a Muslim, Mr. Pracha, if any political party for the sake of power, Mr. Mishra, power, जो आपको चाहिए. If they divided Shias and Sunnis, as a Muslim I would condemn it. And why can't we think the same for our Hindu brothers? For the sake of power, you can divide the Hindus. Attempt it with the Muslim community and see what response you get. Attempt it. I challenge you. Mr. Pracha and Mr. Mishra attempted. I challenge you. I challenge you attempted. I just like I defend my Muslim community.
Mr. Poonawalla, your knowledge astounds me.
You can't divide
you are wonderful. You are the best. Mr. Poonawalla, you are the best. You are the best. You are the best. You are the best. Now allow me to speak for 30 seconds. Mr. Poonawalla, you have made your point. Wonderful. You are a great man. You have so much knowledge. Oh, wonderful. You have so much knowledge, Mr. Poonawalla. Oh, you are the most knowledgeable person in India. You have more knowledge than Mr. Yedurappa. I really respect you. Wonderful.
I don't have thoughts on which I compromise all my principles. You please tell me if Mr. Yedurappa has a view. Mr. Yedurappa has a lot of views. Are you accepting all of them? Are you accepting all of Mr. Yedurappa's views? He says PFI is a terrorist organization. You accept those views? You accept it? You accept it or no, Mr. Knowledgeable Pracha?
Rahul Chakravarti and Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi. Rahul Chakravarti,
carry on.
You have heard a JDS. You have heard a JDS spokesperson.
I know that.
You have heard a Congress insider coming out and saying that this amounts to fooling the Hindu community, Mr. Chakravarti. Now you tell me, where do you stand on this?
No, recently Amit Shah, Rahul, recently Amit Shah visited the Lingayat Mutt. Hello, recently Amit Shah visited the Lingayat Mutt. The Mutt Adhyaksh gave him a memorandum.
Previously, he used to be an insider of Congress.
Mr. Pracha, you are also an insider of the Congress.
Stop this immature sideshow. Shut him down. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, Mr. Chakravarti.
He has visited a Mutt.
Mr. Chakravarti. Yes.
Visited a Mutt and the Mutt Adhyaksh. The Mutt Adhyaksh has given a memorandum and asking him to give the minority status.
Okay.
So this is very clear. What
Dr. Trivedi, there are mutts amongst the Lingayats that want this.
Lingayat Mahasabha has decreed move. They don't want to be a separate religion.
Okay, one second.
So that logic doesn't hold good.
Dr. Trivedi, we just had a situation where the BJP president visited a seer, and the seer said, "Look, we would like this minority tag." How do you explain this?
Yes, of course. And he also said dispute will be resolved with another section of
If you could just lower Rahul Chakravarti's voice 30 seconds, I want to go across to Dr. Trivedi. It's an important point. Dr. Trivedi, just recently, Dr. Trivedi, Amit Shah visited a seer from the Lingayat community. And that seer from the Lingayat community told Mr. Shah that please grant us, that's the letter, that's it on your screens. And he said that I would like you to endorse and back this move for special status minority tag for the Lingayat community. How do you explain this?
Rahul, you have raised, this is a very appropriate question raised. Because in society and in democracy and establishment, there is a distinct division of power. Like if somebody wants that certain communities to be inducted in OBC, it is the duty of the government to decide whether they are economically, socially backward or not. But if it is to be decided that some community is a separate religion or not, it is the religious groups or the religious saints of both the sects, not only of the one which is claiming that they should be separate, but from which they are claiming to be separate. What exercise Karnataka government has done, I can answer. And if they have not done any exercise, don't take it personally. I can say that whether it is Mr. Siddaramaiah or anybody else is not having the capacity to read a full text of Sanskrit of one page in less than 30 seconds, then I can vouch. They cannot. So you have not studied any religion. And Mr. Paracha, please don't take it otherwise. I am not knowing whether you know Kannada or not. But I can say that you cannot read one text of Sanskrit full. And you are saying so authoritatively that Lingayat is a separate religion. अरे भाई ये काम religious gurus को करने दीजिए और बताए कर्नाटका की government
Mr. Let us talk in Sanskrit only now.
During the visit of Mr. Amit Shah,
let us talk in Sanskrit only.
This is the same
I know Sanskrit.
which is
Mr. Trivedi,
वो तो minority पूछ रहा है वो
because the
कह रहा है वो minority होने के लिए आपको जवाब
and they are doing this entirely
this is a very
they are opposed to one Vyavastha. They are opposed to upper caste mentality.
This is
they are the religion which was rejecting Vedas. They rejected Vedas. Vasvareshwara rejected Vedas. This is Lingayat. They have been a different religion. They have been a separate religion against Hinduism.
Okay.
They are a separate religion against the caste
Gentlemen,
system.
truce, please, truce. 1 minute. 1 second. We are all arguing over a point that has been made by a Congress top general in the state of Karnataka. Let's play that out again. Listen to him. Listen to him. Because he is not being cacophonous. He is not being cacophonous. He is not even being hyperbolic. He is very practical. Let's play it out.
Lingayats are today more matured or understanding. They have their mutts, they are their swamis. They are also followed like the Christian community in the field of education and health. They are also doing human service across the state. Every mutt has some institutions or the other. Such being the case, by dividing Lingayats, nobody can fool them because they are guided by the religious mutts. There are a lot of literate people, educated people who are in government service, outside, business. Basically, many of them are traders. So, the question that I don't think we can divide them like that. A few people who are interested in politics and position of power, they may talk about it, but I don't think community as such, having spiritual heads of that community in different parts of the state, they can get divided.
So you think that the move may not be successful politically because it is obviously timed at politics. Polls are around the corner and the schedule has been announced already. So do you think that it will not be successful as a political issue?
I don't think it will be successful. As I said before, majority of them are highly educated. They are in the trade and business, so they are men of understanding, capability. And they are in government service, they are in judiciary, they are in everywhere they are spread. And above that, the religious buds are guiding them. They have faith in it. So it's not easy to divide them.
Right. So also, do you think that it will give rise to caste politics because other castes, other communities will now start demanding, raising various demands that they have? Do you think that will come out of this particular decision?
That is where the maturity is required. Now, Siddaramaiah, while giving minority status to Lingayats, in the same breath he has said, it will not affect the interest of the other minorities. From where? If you divide 100, how it will make? Do you make 101 or 120? You have to divide within 100. How is it possible?
Jaffer Sharief making extremely practical points. Whether it will be successful or not can't be said with any certainty. Yes, the community is mature. They are likely to perhaps reject this cynical attempt at trying to play divide and rule politics. But we saw...
They called for it. Even Amit Shah got a letter to this end. And it's going on for 100 years.
So then in 2013, why did you reject it? If it was on for 100 years, why did you reject it? And you rejected the demand from Maharashtra too, where you had a state government too. This is plain political hypocrisy. It is plain political hypocrisy. And don't you dare say that you will divide the Muslim community as Shias and Sunnis or Hindu community as others. I will not tolerate this. No single Indian will tolerate this. How can you divide communities for your votes? This is what the Britishers did, sir. This is what the Britishers did.
This is what Cambridge Analytica also did.
We
know where this is coming from.
This is data crunch.
Cambridge Analytica did precisely this, and today it has become so ingrained, this brainwashed business that we are following blindly.
So, Rahul.
Yes, Ashutosh Mishra.
No, Rahul, Mr. Jaffer Sharif, Mr. Jaffer Sharif was talking about Lingayats entering opening up educational institutions also. So this religious minority tag...
And we are now repeating ourselves on this debate. We're going to take a short break. I just want to make a point. We don't quite know the outcome. We hope that people see through this very cynical ploy. But we don't know the outcome, because in Gujarat, a similar experiment was tried. There the Patel community was divided. Now you have another cynical move to divide the Hindus in Karnataka. There might be traction. We've told you the maths. If a certain percentage of votes moves away from the Lingayat community, you see immediately on the map, and we'll just pull that out. The graphic that we have made is self-explanatory. Why the Congress has gone ahead with this, despite many within their own ranks opposing it? Because as of now, if you were to look at the Lok Sabha numbers from 2014 projected for Karnataka Assembly, Mr. Yediyurappa brings a significant support of Lingayats. And you see that the BJP will get a majority. But if 20% of the Lingayat vote swings away from the BJP, it falls below the halfway mark. If 30% swings away from the BJP, as you can see there, the number recedes further. The number recedes further. So there is gain to be made. Now that gain is coming at the expense of divide and rule politics. Where does that leave us as Indians? I'll leave it at that.